Okay, Salam, part 3. This is the big one, okay? Okay. Okay. So, yeah, this is a great awakening. Okay, time for the great awakening. To love, to purify the heart, to purify the soul. So we may, so any who seek to hate, because you choose freedom, freedom instead of, feeding, freedom, to be feeding rather than freedeemed, I'd rather be freedemed, that is to save myself rather than to, waste time, valuable time, hoping that someone's going to assume my responsibilities. That's not going to happen. For saving my soul or my heart. Only you can fill your heart with love. Nobody can make you love them or love yourself, You got to love from your own heart. Okay, and you got to do it peacefully, you can't sin against yourself. You gotta love. Okay, it's imperative. Okay, rather than remain in the lowest chakra. You do not have time, to choose feeding, to be, pay for your redemption. You gotta, do it yourself, as I said. Salvation is for everyone, okay? One is only responsible for themselves and their children until, as I said, the age of 14. Everyone is responsible for their salvation, and only others can encourage you. But you ultimately have to be responsible for yourself, okay, and your children, as I said. And we are physical, children of our body is the physical child, let's say, of Mother Earth. So we have to be responsible with Mother Earth, okay, and her resources, okay, and how we disperse them, okay, and how we not salvage, but how we, cultivate them, okay. Now, so as from dust we came and dust we return, that's what the physical body is of Earth. So that's our physical mother, of our physical body. Now, the sun is our solar energy. We get our solar energy from, the sun through our solar energy through the food we eat, the healthy food we eat, So we're fragmented, basically. Our physical bodies of Mother Earth, our solar energy, energy from the sun, through the food we eat, the nourishment that comes through that food, and then our spiritual energy through our crown chakra from, Allah, God, our creator, okay? And we have to put that together. Mind, physical body, spiritual energy, and physical energy, from the sun, mind, body, and soul. Okay? And it all resides in one. Okay? And we talked about the seed. Okay? And that spiritual energy that comes from, the Creator, I consider that to be the godly particle. That's where science comes into play. There is such a thing called the boson Higgs. Okay? It's referred to as a God particle, and we'll discuss that later that I have it written, and I'll post a video about that. It is so phenomenal, it is so profound, it is so deep, and it will amaze you. Okay, so now science is also, can be understood to understand how the spiritual energy from the Creator works. Okay, so I'll post that video too. So we can see how all these schools of knowledge come together. Okay? So our godly particle, which is protected and owned by the Creator, by Allah, our Creator, the Creator, God, as the Christians call him God, Islam calls him Allah, and we already spoke, other religions call him Allah too. Well, like Christianity and Judaism. Okay? So, that's our godly particle, okay? and it remains, okay, it's to remain pure, which is why all have to, maintain a pure heart and protect it from going south and negative thoughts. Practice virtue in order to keep the godly particle free of corruption. I refer to the godly aspect of our spiritual conscious energy as science refers to it. They refer to it as a godly particle. So there is two forces, or in the body. Okay, the conscious godly particle and the subconscious solar energy. Okay, how it affects upon us biologically and of course neurologically too, which we get from, as I said, our physical sun. Not only do we absorb it, but we get it through, as I said, the food we eat, which is why there was always a mandate for us to watch what we eat. And as I said, in Islam they call it halal food, in Judaism they call it kosher. Okay. Now, our solar energy must not be contradicted by, unhealthy food. Now, pork, Muslims don't eat pork. And that's because it was said, when Noah built the ark and he brought those animals on the ark, you got to remember what was going to happen to all that feces that was, excreted from the animal's body, as well as the people's body, that a human body that was on there. Well, the pig was created to eat the feces, and that's why it has so many negative attributes to it. And why Muslims are mandated not to eat the pork. And I don't think Jews eat pork either. I can't remember if they do it, but I don't think they do. They eat kosher food too. So that's why it's not to be eaten. Okay, and that's why it remains unhealthy to this day. So we have to eat healthy to protect our conscious energy, because what we eat affects us. Okay, some people have allergic reactions to some foods because it does affect us. We got to keep the godly particle pure. Okay, or it would cause an adverse negative reaction. An adverse would be negative reaction, as it did to mommy and daddy. Okay, or daddy and mommy, because daddy came before mommy, right? Okay, so before their conscience fell, impairing their psyche and their mind, body, and soul. Okay, to the degree they had to be removed from the heavenly realm, as the Quran teaches. Our solar system was once connected to heaven. So our solar system was once higher. It was connected to heaven. So our entire solar system was placed down to the lowest level. Okay, so because I used to think, okay, how did Adam and Eve, how Adam and Hawa, or Adam and Eve at that time, of course, was taught through the Christian books, and so I still had my question as to how did Adam and Eve get down here where they're placed on Earth? Did they travel through the solar system? But no, the whole solar system was lowered because the whole solar system was connected to heaven at one time. Now, I'm not saying Earth was, they were back to back like that, but you look at the Earth and all those planets that are connected to our solar system, they're not physically connected, but they're connected through energy and the gravitational pull and all of these different dynamics as explained in science. Okay, so our solar system was closer to heaven, and then when it fell, the solar system came down. Okay, our solar system came down to this level, and that's taught in the Quran. Okay, okay. So we said that now. So I perceive this to represent, as I said, the entire solar system was lowered to the lowest dimension. Okay, so embodied within our physical manifestations of our being is the godly particle, and it's supposed to rest in our heart. As I said, I will post a video of this beautiful, as it is beautifully explained by different physicists. Okay, and they do such a wonderful job of it. Okay, better than myself. Now, and they will explain how to understand this. It's very interesting. The godly particle is about. And they have a laboratory somewhere in Europe. It's called CERN, and they try to make two atomic particles, go really, really quickly in hopes that they'll, collide, and then they'll produce, physically produce the godly particle, but that just because it hasn't been physically produced, it does exist, and they know this. That's why they've spent all this money to research it, So as I said, all things are coming together. And they are, as I said, they are trying to prove the existence of the godly particle, but physically produce it, okay? But for me, all I got to do is look at each one of us and see the energy within us. And think about it, when man and woman come together to produce this child, that's two different energies coming together to produce, to manifest the godly particle, the energy, okay? Those two energies. Okay. Now, I know it dwells within all of us, and that is exactly where we must go to discover the creation, the Allah, the Creator, into our hearts. Okay, we have to go inside and understand and sense Him through the love, and become conscious, and that will aid us in becoming consciously aware when we pray and we seek His knowledge and His guidance. Okay, and it's imperative to do now. You can do it if you want to, and you don't have to do it if you don't want to. I'm not here to compel you to do anything. I'm simply here to, try to encourage you, to maybe help you on your path in whatever direction, hopefully, the direction you're going. Okay. So as I said, we got to discover this for ourselves, and so we can connect with Him, the Creator. And elevate our sacred. It's called claustrum. The oil is claustrum. That's what it's called, if I remember correctly. But do your research. Okay. Now this is very scary. Yeah, it's very scary. In this very starry universe to try to find out what's going on. But with the Creator's help and the knowledge and the research and the understanding of different schools of theology, because as I said, they've all helped me. Studying astronomy and all these different schools, the chakra system, understanding that, science, all of that helps, It's important to learn, to get different teachers, because those are teachers too. Different schools of thought are different teachers, okay? Now, in Islam, it teaches about the description, okay? The metaphysical of... talks about what? How, okay, we talked about that, the light, the tree, okay, it's light upon light, okay, and you'll see in that godly particle where it talks about how it's light that's held together or something like that, but you will see it, okay. Now, now, as I said, this light is referred to as the godly particle, as it ascends from the root chakra, okay, to the crown chakra and illuminates the pineal gland, okay. It comes from, what did it say? Okay, it comes enlightenment. They become illuminated, okay. And and become saved. We talked about that. So one can see salvation comes after salvation comes after one ascends, after they save themselves. And now this is the time to ascend, allow our godly particle to ascend from the root chakra to the crown chakra and save oneself from the wrath of accounting, okay, when the rapture comes, so that they can, be rewarded in a positive way, okay, and all our deeds will be, positive deeds will be accepted and will be placed in balance, okay. With this influx of knowledge, we'll have a greater understanding of life itself, okay, during this very spiritual time, okay. So we are all godly particles, and no man or no woman or no institution can take dominion of Allah's godly, or the Creator's godly particle, okay. So no one can claim anything or claim rights over something that's not theirs. The earth or another man, a woman, or a child, they can't claim dominion over that. Okay. Now, okay. There's no one greater than oneself. The only person who's greater is the one who's closest to the Creator. Okay. Okay, no one can come with dominion over the godly particles. Okay, and you will understand how beautiful it is, as I said, other than the Creator Himself, because that's where they come from. Okay, even the founding of The founding fathers recognized that this, everybody had unalienable rights, which means that nobody, nobody, there are certain aspects about each individual that no one is entitled to take away. Okay, and as they stated, I believe it is in the Declaration of Independence, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Okay, very wise men they were. Yes, unfortunately, America does have a dark past, but that's the time for that has changed. We're in that was in another age. Okay, we're in another age, a new beginning. Okay, we're going to start that bright. Okay, so we're not going to look back and say they did this or they did that. They should have did this and they should have did. We're here now. Okay, and we can be happy now, loving one another now, all of it, and appreciate the goodness that is within each culture. Because for me, I refer to another culture as my cousins. I get to go visit my cousins, see how they live, see what they're eating, see what they're doing, see how and it makes life fun, sharing of cultures. Okay, different ways of living. That's what culture is. It's just a different way of surviving. Just a different way of being happy. And that's what I appreciate. Okay, I learn from them. Okay, so we all have, we talked about the life, living, pursuit of happiness. Okay, that translates, as I said, to prosperity, happiness. And as the godly particle, okay, where's I could? Okay, as a godly particle, I claim sovereign. I proclaim, ownership of my own godly particle. Okay, which no one, no man, woman, or child has the right. Okay, because Allah, my Creator, gave me free will. No one has the right to own my godly particle, to force me or compel me to do anything. It's my unalienable right. Okay, it's given to me by my divine Creator. Okay, and I am responsible for what I do with it. Okay, so I claim sovereignty for that and for that of my children because I am their mother. Their godly particle, came from, the Creator through me. Okay. Okay, and their mother. So, and I submit no aspect of that godly particle to anyone. Okay, that it's intangible. I can't even give it away. Okay, and I wouldn't even want to. That's giving the heart away. Can't do that. Okay, the seed of the heart away. Now, as an intangible godly particle, I do believe, we must cooperate with others, in our, with other godly particles, for it is the godly aspect, a godly thing to do, it's everybody's inherent godly right to be loved, okay, and I did a video on that, okay, if we are to ascend, as a phylum of one, as a phylum, a human, one body, okay, of man, okay, and caring for the rest of, life on earth, okay, one consolidated body of energy, okay, of godly particles, okay, dwelling atop our mother physical body, Mother Earth, because as I said, that's where we came from. The earth is our physical body, the sun we get our energy, the crown chakra, that's where, we're illuminated with that knowledge, and the Creator comes from the Creator. Okay, now, thus it is, okay, as we said, Mother Earth, okay, I'm going to go, okay, now, okay, so it is this godly particle that must be saved, okay, only after it ascends, although the only way one can ascend is they must have a pure, clean heart. They must get that salvation, so that the heart will be purified. It is imperative. Purification of the heart means all of those negative attributes, as best we can, are taken. We try to purify our godly particle of light down, okay, purify it, okay, keeping it in out of the root chakra of hate, anger, greed, backbiting, racism, ageism, all the isms, okay, that separate man from man, because believe me, you'll have a greater time together. You will have a wonderful time together. I know I do when I interact with, other cultures. I love it. My brothers and sisters of in other lands. Okay. Now, if someone told you different, they lied. If they told you different to be separate, it's a lie. If they told you to be racist, that's a lie. Okay, you have been lied to. If you're 99, then you've been, and you're racist, you've been lied to your whole life. It's time to stop, time to change, because you want to sin, okay? Life goes beyond this life, and you want to, if you, the 99.9 going on 100, then you want to be saved, you want to get that salvation before the 100, okay? Before you become 100. Okay, you don't want to be caught up in the rapture, and you want to be caught up in the positive light, okay? So when the soul is audited, you want to be a positive, you want a positive reading, okay? When the universal census is taken, okay? To have a clean heart. So the time for cleaning the heart is now, okay? We do not have time to wait, because when the time is sealed, and that is what I believe the solar eclipse represents, the sign of the rapture as well as the return, okay? Represents, we want to be in that 144,000, that number, okay, in the crown chakra. Okay, yeah, there is a train coming. Okay, you know, as I said, you don't need a ticket, you just get on board. Since the comet came, it's coming, marking the last hour, okay, the tribulation, all with the purification heart, will be, as I said, be in the positive aspect of the census, okay? Those impure will not, they will not be able to spiritually mature anymore. Okay, so you want to do that now, or at least make the commitment to do and stand by your word. Okay, if you want to get into that seat, the seat of your soul, the seat of the heart. Okay, okay, so okay, we talked about that. Okay, so you want to love. Okay, the most imperative, love. All the prophets talked about love and getting along, harmony. Okay, that's a great. The love is a clue. Okay. And it's supposed to govern your heart, okay, govern your life from that throne of love, okay, okay, because we all are godly particles, okay, and it's our job to keep it pure, okay. We talked about that, okay. Am I done? Okay, let me see. Oh, okay. Okay, now hopefully I'm almost done. So, in the beloved name of Allah, whose name is mentioned in the Holy Quran, I proclaim and surrender my godly particle and the consolidated mass and my solar energy that I'm using, and I'm using that solar energy well, okay? The energy that's produced from my food in the person in the body, using that well to help purify my heart and do the right as best I can to live in alignment with my spirituality, okay? As I hope you do as well. So, as I said, okay, I surrender my godly particle and the consolidated mass of physical manifestation of my said godly particle, along with that of my descendants, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the beloved name of Allah, whose name is mentioned in the Holy Quran. I recognize Allah as the absolute independent and operator of said godly particle of within my being and that of my children, of my descendants, okay? I surrender that to Him and only Him. And although I and my descendants exist and dwell among a global nation of godly particles of beings, I want to do that. I declare I'm going to do that in peace, and I want to do that in peace. Okay, so as a sovereign godly particle, okay, as created by Allah, in whom I worship and believe, I surrender that to Him and Him only. So I recognize my godly particle as a sovereign aspect of my being. Okay. Now, as head of said godly particle, I claim and recognize ownership. Or His ownership as part of my only aspects of my unalienable rights, okay, and give them to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, okay, and that are included, you know, that include but not exclusive to life, liberty, and the pursuit of prosperity, you know, happiness, okay. So I further, okay, as head of my, you know, myself and well, God, Allah's the head of myself and my descendants, but as, you know, the governor, let's say, of my godly particles, I further seek refuge and protection in Allah from any despot or tyrant, should there be any that would seek to threaten my salvation and ascension, or my being raptured in any destructive means, verbally or physically, with attempts to of reversing my relationship with Allah, my Creator, and I hope that you know that can be respected. And Allah, the grantor and creator of my particle, my godly particle, and whom me and my descendants believe and worship as one, and the pure, true creator, okay, of of all godly particles, which I respect and I honor, because if I violate someone's godly particle, I don't want to have to be at a deficit when the rapture comes. So I honor all other godly particles as well, and I respect them as sovereign beings as well. Now, and it is in the beloved name of Allah do I make this godly proclamation to the world of man and the world of jinn, because the jinn are the bad ones, okay? They're the ones who Angel Michael fought against when they fell, when mankind was attacked, or our mother and father were attacked in the holy in Jannah, or that's paradise. So I will say a prayer for myself, and that is A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir rahmanir rahim, Qul a'udhu birabbin nas, malikin nas, ilahin nas, min sharri waswasikin nas, alladhi yuwaswisu fi sudurin nas, minal jannati wan nas. And that is to say, I seek refuge in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala against the evil of darkness and maliciousness and all the corruption on this world, in this world, in this universe. And I seek that for his protection and his his guidance. You can go to the last surah, I think is Surah Nas 114, and you can read the translation of that, so you don't think I'm trying to say something harmful, but it's just a prayer to protect myself and my descendants and myself as a sovereign particle, godly particle, okay, the godly particles within my being and my body as a child of Mother Earth, and or a physical being of Mother Earth, and my energy as it is derived from the solar energy. So, as I said, I respect all godly particles. I love all godly particles because they're godly particles, and I am part of those godly particles. I am just one aspect of those godly particles. So, as I said, I will post the link to, hopefully you can see the understanding what I mean by when I speak of godly particles. It's very, very beautiful, but I do seek refuge in Allah for my protection and my safety and my well-being, because I do want to live in peace. That's what Islam means, peace, and I want to maintain that. I'm here in peace. I want to go back to my Creator in peace, and I don't want any disturbance of that. So I seek refuge in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, I love you all. I love you all. Let's ascend together. Let's ascend. Let's be taken in the rapture together. Let's receive salvation together. Let's be saved together, because it's no fun, what they say, if the homies can't have none. It's no fun just being by oneself. It's no fun if just, Africans go. It's no fun if just Indians go. It's no fun if just Asians go. It's fun if we all go, because we all have a different aspect to contribute. We all have a different perspective, as my beautiful friend Einstein, has so eloquently spoke of, his theory of relativity. So let's all do our best to get there together, so we can all get there and love one another, and we can get past this tribulation, holding on to each other, okay? Because it's no fun being by oneself. We want to love, live, and be prosperous together. Okay, so Salamu Alaikum, Lalinda Jackson. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful life, a wonderful time, and let's get there together. Namaste. Okay, save yourself, save your souls, be part of the rapture. Okay, let's all be part of the rapture. Okay, let's all be part of the good life. And once we get past this trust, with all the knowledge and all the technology that they have, that's been created out there by brilliant people, all the wisdom that people have, you know, as I read on the posts. I mean, they have brilliant knowledge, you know, far more than what I can even dream of. But I can be in the company of wise people, you know, and learn more and continue to grow. You know, so everybody has something to contribute. Let's contribute to everybody. Let's stay calm. Let's stay cool. Let's ascend, okay, so we can be caught up positively in the light and the rapture, okay? And this sovereign particle is out of time in this video. Salamu alaikum. I love you. I love you. I love you. And like the Beatles say, all we need is love, okay? Salamu alaikum. I'm going to turn this off. Okay, alhamdulillah, it's done. I hope. Okay, Heezy. Okay, I'm trying to turn it off. I'm not trying to let you see this part.
Do you feel